Welcome to Lost Culture, your one-stop destination for everything pop culture. My name is Aston. On today's episode of Lost Culture Movie News for November 10th, we're going to be talking about Pacific Rim 2. So Pacific Rim 2 finally has a title. It's going to be called Pacific Rim 2 Maelstrom. Now, like I said, it seems like every day now when you check on Instagram, we're getting more movie news. Instagram is like basically becoming a new hotspot if you want to get movie news. And we see this time's coming out via John Boyega's Instagram account. He actually released like the cover of the script, and it says Pacific Rim 2 Maelstrom. And I don't really understand what this title like really means or anything. We know Boyega is going to be playing the son of Idris Elba's character off of Pacific Rim 1. And we know Del Toro's not coming back to direct it, so we got a new director, Steven DeKnight. And I feel like this is like, I honestly happy, like I'm glad that Boyega is getting a lot more work outside of the Star Wars universe. He's like basically on fire right now. He's definitely in high demand. I feel like he's going to be great for this character, especially since we know he's definitely been bulking up. He's been working out. He's going to be a great addition to this set. He's very charismatic. I think he'll be great for this movie. And that's really all we have for Pacific Rim 2. Now moving past that, we got Deadpool 3 has been announced. I don't know what's going on with Fox. Deadpool 2 is going through all these issues, and they are already announcing Deadpool 3. Hey, what can I say? Like, they have the most like faith in this Deadpool series. And you would never tell by the way they were, how they were treating Deadpool 1, that they were going to be using Deadpool 3 as kind of like their flagship, just for like their X-Men universe. We know they're trying to use it to bring X-Force. You know, New Mutants are probably going to be focused in one of these Deadpool movies. I don't know if it's going to be Deadpool 2 or Deadpool 3. Maybe X-Force is more for Deadpool 2, New Mutants be Deadpool 3. So right there, we can use all of that to get information, but we see Fox has a lot of stake inside this Deadpool series. They're going to use this to spin out. They're going to use they're going to use this for as much money they can get out of it, and they're going to spend. They're going to get as much money they can use all these movies to spin out a lot of spin-offs and get some more get a lot of money out of this series. And we know through the Tim Miller backing, no longer Tim Miller just dropped out. We know Junkie XL dropped out. So not only do they need a new director, they need someone to actually score the film now. And I mean, I don't know how hard, like, I don't know, does this scare me? Like, that is too, like, I'm just thinking about it, like, Tim Miller doesn't really like fear me that much. I'm not that scared of Tim Miller falling out, because a lot of things that went on was because of Ryan Reynolds. He's not only like a star, he's also a producer on the film. So it makes sense that he has so much pull with the film. But with Junkie XL falling out, that does kind of like bring up some flags for me, because in Deadpool 1, the soundtrack was as much as a character as Deadpool himself. So without Junkie XL being in there, they need to bring someone who has that same type of feel for basically for music that Junkie XL had in the first one. That's my biggest fear for Deadpool 2. But besides that, I feel like this is still going to be a very good film. Like, we still don't have too much to worry about. Now, going on from there, we finally got some information for Valerian and the City of 1,000 Planets. We got some new pictures of it. These pictures, they don't really explain anything. Like, we had one picture with the aliens, and we don't like get anything else about it. But the picture itself, like the aliens, the character design, I actually do like it. I love the little glow they have on them at the trim and everything. And besides that, we get a picture of some walkways. It's kind of like a portal, so maybe it's like a destination stop. So maybe Valerian's kind of like a rest stop, and it has a bunch of different like stargates. That's the best way I can like get it out, interpret it. Maybe it's a bunch of different stargates in this one location, and you can get to different places like that, like from different places. I don't know how to explain it any better. So maybe it's just like a bunch of portals to different planets, all stemming from this one destination. That's what I'm getting from it. We haven't heard anything. We know there's a trailer coming out any day now. I'll be on the lookout for that. I'll definitely do a reaction for that, no problem. Now, that's really all we have. Like I said, I actually like the first picture of the aliens. The other two pictures kind of like throwaways. It's just a picture of the scenery of a big walkway crowded with a bunch of different aliens. It's like a portal, it looks like, to a different planet. There's not too much to talk about here, but that is one of the big things that came out. Going on from there, we have the X-Men universe. There's reports coming out this morning that Bryan Singer is basically leaving the X-Men universe, and they're basically going to reboot it, which is weird to me because some of my favorite X-Men, well, all my favorite X-Men movies are the Bryan Singer films. So with him leaving, it's kind of frustrating to see because we just got him back. Now we're losing him again, and it sucks. It honestly sucks because we all know Fox, and as far as like canon, they don't stick to. Maybe that's why Bryan is leaving, because as far as like the lore and everything, a timeline and everything, Fox does not care about it. Fox cares about getting people in the seats more than they care about telling a concurrent story. Like, they don't care how you get the story done. They don't care if you have to mess up some of the plots that were given from the older films. They do not care. Like, everyone knows when it comes to continuity inside the Fox universe from X-Men, they don't care. They did not care. It's all about just getting people in the seats and about this film at the moment. That's why it was so weird when Deadpool showed up. He was out of the current timeline they're on. Yeah, it just didn't make sense. And now with especially with Fassbender and McKellips and everything, we see that they don't really care. I don't say they don't care about their actors, but as far as professors, we've seen two professors, and they're switching back and forth between them. I understand the timeline is switched now, but they need to. Yeah. I guess he was back with Patrick Stewart, and maybe with Wolverine 3, that'd be the best way just to end it and just reboot it right after that. Even though it sucks because we're getting Weapon X in Wolverine 3 and Logan. So this is so not frustrating, but it's saddening to hear that they're talking about rebooting it. Yes, it's a good thing, but it's a sad thing too, because we're on the verge of some really good things, especially with Logan 3. And it confuses me because does that mean Deadpool's in his own universe now then? Or I'm so confused. They're talking about rebooting, but they still have Deadpool continuing on. We know Deadpool is gonna Deadpool 3, so yeah, this is confusing to me. I don't know what's going on. I honestly have no idea what's going on with this X-Men universe anymore. Now, going on from there, we're going to stay in the Marvel family, but we're going to Marvel proper. Kevin Feige was speaking today, and we found out INHUMANS is still on the table. INHUMANS is still on the table. Everybody know when we took it off. Everybody thought it was a dead film, but according to Kevin Feige, INHUMANS is still on the table. And now that we see that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're still dealing with INHUMANS, but I don't understand how it's going to work. If INHUMANS is part of the MCU, if Agents is part of the MCU, how are they going to incorporate that INHUMAN lore that they got from there into the overall Marvel movie universe? I don't know. This is one of the reasons why Chloe Bennett was so upset when she voiced that Marvel does not care about their TV properties. This is one of the reasons, because if INHUMANS is still on the table, and we're going through a bunch of INHUMAN stuff right now on S.H.I.E.L.D., how are they going to feed into each other? It's a good question. A very good question. I don't even know how to answer that. And while Kevin Feige was talking today, he also said the 3 untitled Marvel movies for 2020, he cannot give them, obviously they know what they are. They cannot give out the titles based on the fact that they will be spoilers to what's going on in the Marvel Universe right now. which is one thing that everyone's been talking about. Like, we know when we go into these movies, like when certain things happen, like there's no like stakes to them, because like, oh, when we go into Thor 3, we know Thor can't die because we know Thor is inside Infinity Wars. We know Captain America couldn't die in Civil War because he's in Infinity Wars. So maybe them starting to backtrack from announcing their schedule is a good thing. So it actually adds stakes to these movies. We can actually kind of be excited with the unknown. We haven't been in the unknown with Marvel since like the end of Phase 1. We've been knowing what's coming next. So it kind of takes away from the fact that we know our favorite characters can't die in these big fights or whatever that they're going into in their personal movies. So maybe with Marvel stepping back, no longer releasing titles, it gives us a chance to actually speculate about the films, give us a chance to actually feel emotions for our heroes. Maybe they won't survive this film, and if they do die, like, it's nothing, like, there's no harm. I'm glad to hear that they're stepping back from this routine that they've been getting into. Just, hey, just throw everything out to the fans. No, keep a little secrecy. And I mean, maybe let us know who casting is. They're not tell us what film it is, but it's always good to know what's like that. But we know one of them has to be a Captain Marvel movie. One of them, I guess, is an INHUMANS movie. What's the third movie going to be? That's the question right there. Oh, Ant-Man. Maybe they're keeping some movies away from us, because we know there's the Ant-Man 2 coming out. We know there's a Captain Marvel movie coming out. Yeah, it was an Inhuman movie, so that's all three of our movies right there. So maybe they changed it, I don't know. But only time will tell what the states are going to come out. Maybe they'll add some more films, because I just named 3 movies that we know are coming out. And it can't, hopefully that's not the 3 movies that are coming, but well, only time will tell, and we'll find out. Moving on to our next film, we got 50 Shades Darker. Now, 50 Shades Darker, basically, it got a rating this week. So basically, 50 Shades of 50 Shades Darker, the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey, is rated R for the next film, and it's rated R based on the fact that it has strong erotic and sexual content with some graphic nudity and language. Well, yeah, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. They're trying to basically, after the first one was not received well at all, they're trying to make some changes. They're trying to get some things fixed around, and I respect that. Like, I do truly respect it. I didn't see the first one. I had no plans to see this one coming up, but we can't deny it made money. It made a splash. It was critically panned. So they're trying to turn some things around, and I'm not really too excited about the next one. Now, going on from there, the synopsis was also released. Now it says, when a wounded Christian Grey tries to entice a cautious Anna Steele back into his life, she demands a new arrangement before she will give him another chance. As the two begin to build trust and find stability, shadowy figures from Christian's past start to circle the couple and determine to destroy their hopes for a future together. Now, with that being said, basically, you know, we find out he has some people coming back from his past. Basically, obviously, there's going to be some women from his past. They're going to come back and try to destroy his new relationship. That now that he's happy with someone else, there's going to be some scorned lovers. They're going to come back. I never read the books either. I'm completely, like, just going off the synopsis. That's what's going to happen. Some scorned ex-girlfriend is going to come in and try to destroy his relationship. And I'm sorry, that's probably a spoiler. I should have put up a spoiler. But hey, that's really what we got from there. Now, moving on to our next part, we got a story about the new Uncharted film. Uncharted is based on another video game. I think there's like 3 of them out right now, maybe 4. Now, Uncharted basically follows a character named Drake. These games are actually really good. These games are really good. I can't even lie about that. These games are extremely, like, they're made pretty well. The stories are always great. And these are one of those films with the, especially with the scenery and everything, that I think could be adapted into a film greatly, perfectly. There's no it kind of reminds me of a male Tomb Raider. The Tomb Raider film weren't ever too good, but I feel like that could be a good movie too once they take the right spin on it. But going on from there, this could be we know where the director Sean Levy. He basically came out and said he's been looking at Twitter, he's hearing what all the fans are asking for a casting, and basically he said he's not here for it. Basically, he's saying he's gonna pick who he wants to pick. He is not really for the fan castings, and that's understandable because I don't think he needed to come out and say that. It doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, we heard him. It could just came out this one little fluff piece. Yeah, we seen them. Some of their casting is pretty interesting. They do a little bit of fan service. He didn't have to come out and say, oh, we don't really care about who the fans want, because at the end of the day, they're trying to sell this film to the fans. So, there's no point of him saying that. He just came out and said, yeah, we heard their choices, and even though we do like some of their choices, we think we found the nice fit for what we want as this character. I think it was the best way to come out for it, but the way he did it, hey, maybe Sean Levy, he'll get it his way too. Now, going on from there, for the final story of the day, we got Spider-Man news. So, Spider-Man Homecoming it's a wrap on principal filming. They're in post right now. Everybody's excited about this. We found out that Tom Holland has a 6-movie contract. Now, we know he already used 2, so that's 4 more films. We don't know if he's in Infinity Wars because of the power struggle between Fox and Marvel. I don't know. I'm sorry, not Fox. I'm sorry, but Sony. Wherever the powers may be between Sony and Marvel, they have not completely decided if Spider-Man is going to be inside the Infinity Wars film. At least they haven't released it to the public. They haven't told Tom Holland. Last time Tom Holland spoke on it, he said he's pretty busy and he doesn't even know. He hasn't heard if he's even in Infinity Wars yet. Now, I'm sure he's going to be in it, because what's the point of bringing him to this universe if we're not going to use him with the entire universe? This doesn't make sense for us to bring him in for a Captain America film and then he's no longer a part of the Marvel universe. But we're only going to see how big his role is. We don't know. Maybe he might have a smaller role in the first one, have a bigger role in the second one. Hopefully he might come out with his black suit. Maybe we'll see Miles. We don't know. We don't have any information on Tom Holland's. We know, like I said, he has 6 films. He's already done 2. Or, he's already done 2. So, only time will tell what we're actually going to get out of Tom Holland, because he could be the new face of the Marvel Universe. He's definitely the youngest one in the universe right now. Either him or Zendaya. I can't really remember the age. But as far as main heroes, he's the youngest in the universe right now. And he can definitely carry on Spider-Man for the next 10 years if they wanted him to. Now, going on from there, we got some news about Zendaya. Today's a Spider-Man news day. Zendaya, we still don't know if she's playing Mary Jane or not. She's talking about she loves how when people see names on a script and they don't really know who it is, and it's a guessing game while the cast are all on set just laughing about who their guessing is and guessing who the guessing she's playing and who she's not playing, and then she went to the aspect of the race aspect, how a lot of fans got angry that Mary Jane might be black in this film, which we don't even know if she's playing Mary Jane. And the race of Mary Jane never really affected her character. One of the biggest signs of Mary Jane was just the red hair. And I don't see why, definitely with today's culture, there's no reason why we can't have a black Mary Jane, or even a interracial relationship between Peter Parker and Mary Jane. I don't see why it's that big of a deal. She came out and said that. She came out and said the way she, her living in New York, when she comes out to the real world, she sees it so diverse, and she doesn't understand why individuals get upset when diversity comes to film or comes to comic book characters, why it's such a big deal, because in the real world, there's a great chance that one of these characters would be a minority or of a different shade of what they are in these comic books. And I completely agree with what she's saying. Like, that is very true. Like, there's no reason why Mary Jane could not be like a minority in the real world. And like I said, I completely agree with her. I don't understand. What she also did give us a little information about her character is she's not even a love interest for Peter Parker in this film. Well, her character doesn't have any love in this film, and she's like basically be a really smart, very smart person, introvert, and she's gonna feel like she's kind of a little bit more superior to the children of her age. And she really likes that she's a smart, she reads a lot of books, and I like to hear that about this character. We get to see a minority character, a young minority woman who's extremely smart, who's into reading, who's into basically literature. And not that she's stuck up, I'm not saying I'm glad about the stuck up part, but I'm glad they're showing a no spin on a minority woman that's intelligent and doesn't need to be attached to a man to be a great character. Now, going on from there, we finally have the role that Michael Keaton is playing. We have some images that came out too. I'm not going to display those today, but we see Michael Keaton is officially playing Vulture. We have some concept art that came out. I'm not going to show them because I actually don't even know if it was real or not. But he was wearing like a brown leather jacket and some blue jeans, and I don't want to put something up that we don't really know if it's official or not. It was just something I seen online, so I'm not going to bring it up. But I honestly didn't like that Vulture. It might look better in person, but you can definitely go out and check. I'm pretty sure you can just go and Google the Vulture outfit or concept art. It will definitely come up. But we do know Michael Keaton is officially playing Vulture. Now, that's great to see. Ever since we've seen him in Birdman, like a lot of people have been hoping that he would play Vulture too, and I think he can bring a lot to this role. I'm a big fan of Michael Keaton. I like his work. I never had any issues with his work at all. I'm a big Spider-Man fan overall, so I'm definitely going to be there regardless of who Michael Keaton was playing, who Zendaya's playing, I don't want to say, that came out, that thought came out kind of where I was saying, like, I already said I'm in love with Tom Holland, but I mean, as far as his acting as a character, I do enjoy him as Spider-Man. I actually do, like, I think I like this younger spin on Spider-Man. I like to see him in school. Some of my favorite stories were when Spider-Man was in school. And it's going to be cool to see how Marvel goes with this film. Now, that's really all we have for today's stories. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe to our videos. And as always, stay lost.